We continue from where we have stopped the other day. Signatures. Signatures of documents. Signatures of documents. Right? Here we are going to discuss what are the acceptable forms of signatures. Right? Then a document stating it is electronically authenticated. Then do we need the signature if they say electronically authenticated? Most of our statements now like that. Bank statements, electronically, it says electronically authenticated, right? Then a document indicating authentication by reference to a website. That also we are going to discuss, right? Sometimes they will refer to a website. If even though it is not happening in Sri Lanka and all, but in other countries, there are instances where they refer the signatures to a website, right? Okay. Acceptable forms of signature. Acceptable forms of signature. A signature need not be handwritten. The reference number here is A35A. A35A. Right? A35A. You didn't collect the handout. Left it there. A35A. A35A says a signature as referred to in paragraph A31A need not be handwritten. Documents may also be signed with facsimile signature, for example, a pre-printed or scanned signature, perforated signature, stamp, symbol, for example, a chalk, or any mechanical or electronic method of authentication. Right? Check only from this one. Any mechanical or electronic method of authentication. Right? Now I have put it here. Acceptable forms of signatures. Acceptable manners of signing a document include, not limited to, facsimile, that is fax. If you get the signature by fax, right? That's one. Perforated. What is perforated? Have you seen perforated ones? Those days when we were working in banks in early 70s and 80s, all our checks were perforated. Once they paid or something, machine එකකින් දාලා date එක දාලා පල්ලෙහාට press කළාම හිල් වැදෙන ඔක්කොම මේක ඇතුලේ checks වල හිල් වලින් ඔක්කොම එනවා ඒ perforate කරනවා, right? Then stamp, සමහරවිට stamp එක ගහනවා signature එක වෙනුවට. According to the situation, we accept. Or symbol, example, a chalk. Make an ICC case study with symbol. A return karla. Of people have handouts are there. People have returned a document saying that only a symbol is there, no signature. Symbol ICC case study එකේදී සායක that's their signature. The bank was asking the signature, right? But that is, as he said, decided, yes, that is, signature. Okay. Then they have time. If the rate requires manual time, then that's why I said not limited. There's no other possible, but can take, right? There's no other possible, but we can take. So it doesn't mean. Then any mechanical or embossing or electronic method of authentication. Electronic method is very popular. Every bank, they use it, right? A document stating it is electronically authenticated. This is a new one. Previous ISBP, the new addition to the previous one, right? A statement on a document such as this document has been produced by electronic means and requires no signature. Then we can't ask for a signature if that statement is there, right? අපි දැන් කොහොම bank statements මෙහෙම නෑනේ දැන් electronically authenticated, no signatures, right? Does not itself represent an electronic method of authentication in accordance with the signature requirement, right? 35C. 35C. 35C says a statement on a document such as this document has been electronically authenticated or this document has been produced by electronic means and requires no signature or words of similar effect does not by itself represent an electronic method of authentication in accordance with the signature requirement of UCP 600 Article 3. UCP 600 Article 3 has some signature requirements, but if this is there, then no need, right? Okay. Now, මේක තියෙන කට්ටියට ඔයගොල්ලෝ පේනවා කියනකොට කොච්චර මහන්සිලා තියෙනවද කියලා මේ ටික දාගන්න මේකට ISBP එකට වැඩි ගොඩාක් මේසි තීම් ටික ඔක්කොම සමරයිස් කරලා මේකට මම දාලා තියෙනවා, right? මේක හරියට ෆලෝ කරොත් මගේ notes ටිකයි presentation එකයි ඔයගන්ට ISBP එක තරව කරගන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතුරු ටික ඔක්කොම එන්න ඕනේ. The balance should come from with your experience, practice, right? A document indicating authentication by reference to a website. That's also a new one, right? That's making a 35D. 35D. Right? A statement on a document indicating that authentication may be verified or obtained through a specific reference to a website constitute form of electronic method of authentication. They refer to a website, right? http:// දාලා මොනවාරි website එකක් දාලා දුන්නා. Then we have to refer to that website to verify the signature, right? Banks are not required to access such websites to verify or obtain authentication. We are not bothered. We are not required to have access to those websites to verify the signatures. Right? If they have put, we take it as it is. That's it. Right? Website is not available. That's a discrepancy. Website is not available. Right? Signing for a branch. This is also a new one. Signing for a branch. 36B. 36B. It says, when a signatory indicates it is signing for or on behalf of a branch of the issuer, the signature will be considered to be that of the issuer. Clear? Right? When a signatory indicates it is signing for or on behalf of a branch of the issuer, the signature will be considered to be that of the issuer. Driving by an ICC opinion, agent in another country signing for a carrier, that's also we take it as okay. Agent in another country signing for a carrier. The transport documents are done. Enough. Right? We take an example. When a BL is signed by a named branch of the carrier, the signature is considered to have been made by the carrier. Right? Here, the carrier is fast lane, China. Fast lane, China. If the carrier is fast lane, China, and it has to be signed by fast lane, China. But ultimately, this BL has been signed by agent for fast lane, China. That is Singapore branch. The Singapore branch has signed. Right. So we accept it. Place and date of issue, Singapore. That 22nd September 2013. Fast lane, Singapore branch. Right. Make up. I mean, typing mistake for that. Your discrepancies left. Make a fast line here. Right? Singapore branch. This is the most important thing. When a BL is signed by a named branch of the carrier, the signature is considered to have been made by the carrier. Right? මෙහෙම බලන්න ඇද්දි discrepancies හොයන ටිකක් අපි හොයන විදිහට discrepancies නෙමෙයිනේ. Right? හොඳ බැංක් එකකට ආවොත් අපි පතුරු ගහනවා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ Middle East, Far East banks or something. When you are dealing with those people, you get escaped. But the UK bank or the German or USA banks, you are going to have it. Make that. We're going to see the way handouts. Make it clear there. Then dates. Documents that need to be dated even if LC is silent. Right? Certificate of origin need not be dated. Evidencing pre-shipment event. Now, the certificate of origin need not be dated. That's a certificate. It's a certificate. It has to be dated and signed. Right? We follow monada. Dates. If it is a draft, date of issuance is a must. Right? If it is a draft, date of issuance is a must. Insurance. Insurance, date of issuance or date of effectiveness of insurance coverage is a must. Right? Either date of issuance or sometimes we say with effect from we give back value. Right? Those things should be there. Transport documents. Original transport documents, very important. Original transport documents subject to UCP 600, Article 19 to 25. Right? Issuance date, shipment date, a date dated onboard notation, etc. is needed. Original transport documents subject to UCP 600, Article 1925. Article 1925 what are they? Article 19 in the UCP. Visibility multimodal transport documents, then marine bill of lading, 20, right? Any original transport documents, issuance date, shipment date, a date dated onboard notation, etc. A date is needed. If it's a copy document, copy transport document, what about the date? Duplicate or copy? It clearly says duplicate or copy. Still the date. We need the date. Still we need the date. Come on. No. Doc checking copy document account. Check Sure. What's the man? You're not working. Copy document. We need check. Right? We don't have to check. But only thing we'll have to ensure the underlying goods are the same. Underlying goods are the same. Bus again LCA transport document again. Bus name transport document is Okay, A11A. A11A. A11A, no need to read it again. Entire thing is, I have put it there, right? The document draft, signature required, date also required, insurance, signature required, and it has to be dated, right? Transport document, original transport document, signature is required, date is required, right? Certificates required, signature is required, including certificate of origin, date depends, date depends, right? I follow date එක කොහොමද ඒක ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා, right? මේක බලන්න A11B. A11B. For other document, it is allowed to refer to issuance date based on a date of another document, forming part of the same presentation. Right? 11B. What is 11B? A requirement that documents other than a draft, insurance document or original transport document be dated will be satisfied by the indication of a date of issuance or by reference in the document to the date of another document, forming part of the same presentation. For example, the wording date as per bill of lading number blah 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 appearing on a certificate issued by a carrier or its agent, right? Or a date appearing on a stipulated document indicating the occurrence of an event. For example, by the date of inspection being indicated to an inspection certificate that otherwise does not contain date of issuance. Right? The mega man when a document get a mega DL number days and date of issue would go 15th April. Right? So if we are referring to a BL, then the BL issuance date take up date එක cross check කරලා අපිට ගන්න වෙනවා. right? cross check කරලා ගන්න වෙනවා. when a document may inspection certificate එක ගන්න බලන්න. A requirement that the document be dated may be satisfied by a date on the subject document indicating the occurrence of an event. Right? මේකෙන්නේ A12B, A12B. Here are the handouts. A12B. The 12B again. When a credit requires a document to evidence a pre-shipment event. A pre-shipment event. For example, pre-shipment inspection certificate. It says pre-shipment event, pre-shipment inspection certificate. The document, either by its title, content, or date of issuance, is to indicate that the event, for example, inspection, took place on or prior to the date of shipment. Right? A title එකෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද document එකේ title එක වань pre-shipment inspection certificate. Right? දැන් මේකේ මොකද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? Inspection certificate, date is missing. Right? Make up date එක නැහැ. Are we going to return this or to quote it as a discrepancy or not? Are you going to quote it as a discrepancy or not? No, fine. Yes. We don't have to quote it as a discrepancy because the document itself is mentioned inspection carried out on 25th June. Like 25th June. So that means this one is not necessary. This one is not necessary. Because we have put it here, inspection carried out on 25th June 2017. Right? So that's a pre-shipment. A document indicating a date of issuance and a later date of signing is deemed to have been issued on the date of signing. Right? Documents may indicate a date of issuance later than the date of shipment. A13. A13. A document indicating a date of issuance and a later date of signing is deemed to have been issued on the date of the signing. Right? The document may indicate a date of issuance later than the date of shipment. When put on when put on documents may indicate the date of issuance later than the date of shipment. මම දැකලා තියෙනවා. මම සමහර documents වගේ. Okay, this is how you have worded the document, right? මෙටික බලලා අපි examples දෙපළු. එතකොට තේරෙනවා අද දැන් කීවට තේරෙන්නේ examples වලින් තෝරගන්න පුළුවන්. When a credit requires a document to evidence a pre-shipment event, the document is to indicate that the event took place on or prior to the date of shipment, either by date of issuance, either by document's title or content. These three, if you get some evidence, right, that event has took place on or prior to the date of shipment, then that's enough, right? Example 1 by day, inspection certificate issue 25th, sorry, This side you get the LC conditions. What does it say? Documents required when you open the LC. Pre-shipment inspection certificate issued by the trust inspection company, evidencing that ash is commissioning. That's the LC condition. The document required. Pre-shipment inspection certificate issued by the trust inspection company, evidencing that ash is commercially. I have not put the BL here, but the BL evidences shipment on 31st May 2010. As per the onboard location of the BL, shipment has been taken place on 31st May 2013. Right? The method inspection certificate issued by Trust Inspection Company, date 25th May, which inspected sulfur. Well, the medical. Is this one is okay? Is it okay? Yes. Yes. Because shipment has evidence in the ashes commercial trade inspection certificate issued by the pre-shipment inspection certificate. So before the shipment, they have done the inspection, right? So it is correct. Make a right. What about this one? What's the idea? Well, what again? Inspection certificate issued on 1st June. 1st June. And we have done the shipment on 31st May. I'm going to make a 100. Is it discrepant or not? Huh? It is discrepant. On the same thing, issued on 1st June, if you have mentioned pre-shipment inspection certificate, the title, we'll change the title, pre-shipment inspection certificate. And then they have certified, they have done it before the shipment. Before the shipment. Again, a title, document title again, decide below. Right? Ticket ඉගෙන ගන්නකොට ඔයාලට තේරෙනවා ඔයගොල්ලෝ top checking වලදී ඔබට මෙච්චර වරද්දනවාද අපි නිකන් unnecessary discrepancies quote කරනවා ඒකම තමයි අර top checking exam එකේදී මම ඉල්ලන්නේ yeah, then it won't be discrepant. What killer है? Pre-shipment killer है. Right? There's a title. Right? Mama top second exam में के मंग बला पड़ते हैं ने discrepancies पर है. Correct. On discrepancy විස්සක් දෙනවා ගන්න. තවත් ලේසි කරලා. ඒ 20න් ඔයගොල්ලෝ දෙන ටික් ගන්න විතරයි. කියන්න කරන්නවත් ඕනේ නැහැ. ටික් එක දාන්න විතරයි තියෙන්නේ. වැරදි ටික් එකක් આવද අඩු කරනවා. වැරදි ටික් එකක් આવත් මයිනස් උත් යනවා. එතකොට දැන් මම next week දෙන්නම් first assignment එක. ඒ assignment එකේ ලකුණු 15න් මේකත් එක්ක දෙකක් තවත් අඩු වෙලා යනවා. මම දෙකින්ද හරියට ගන්න. right ගොන්තරම් අනවශ්‍ය discrepancies code කරන එක අපි නවත්තන්න බලන්න. LC relevant part 46 required pre-shipment inspection certificate issued by the trust inspection company evidencing that as is commercially placed. Real evidence shipment on date 1st June 2013. It says goods inspected on 31st May 2013. Is it discrepant or not? Is it discrepant or not? Come on. Louder. No. Why? Why? Right? That take the handouts. Material worked on and lazy. Right? Why? Goods inspected on 31st May. They are given a certification. Right? So it is okay. මේක අනිත් එක පරණ එක නෑ. ඒක කියලා නෑ. ඒකෙන් මේක discrepant වෙනවා. Right? Right. A document with a box field of space for a data to be inserted and the signature does not necessarily mean that such box field or space is to be completed with data or signature as the case may be. A17. Documents and the need for completion of a box, field or space. The fact that the document has a box, field or space for data to be inserted does not necessarily mean that such box, field or space is to be completed. For example, data are not required in the box title, counting information or handling information commonly found on airway bill. Also see paragraph A37 in respect of the requirement for a signature to appear in any box, field or space. You have to write A17 as well as A37. A37. What is A30? A37 says. A37 says, the fact that a document has a box, field or space for a signature does not in itself mean that such box, field or space is to be completed with a signature. For example, a signature is not required in the space title signature of shipper or agent, commonly found on an airway bill, or signature of shipper on a road transport document. Also see paragraph A17 in respect of the requirement for data to appear in a box. Right. ඒ දෙකම එක වගේම තමයි යන්නේ. දැන් මෙතන අපි කරපු එක බලමු. මෙතන තියෙනවා handling information and shipper signature. නෑ. රෝල නෑ. right. ඒ දෙක නැහැ කියලා අපි return කරන්නේ නැහැ. Especially in airway bay. Especially in airway bay. Next time when you receive airway bay or getting documents, right, please go through it and see. It's a common thing. මතක නැත්නම් අපි හරියට බලලා නැහැ මෙච්චර කාලෙ. right. ආන්තම් උඩින් පල්ලෙන් බලලා තමයි ඉන්නේ. If you analyze the thing, you can see. දැන් මෙතන handling information නැහැ කියලා signature එක නැහැ කියලා අපි return කරන්නේ නැහැ. However, when a document includes wording such as not valid unless countersigned by the person, not valid unless countersigned, then you need it, right? Then there's a condition, right? The method making not valid if not countersigned by the insured party. Not valid if not countersigned by the insured party. Then the insured party has to sign. The big buyer has to sign. Right? The applicable box field of space is to contain the signature, the name of the person or entity that is countersigning the document. Right? Not valid if not countersigned to the signature. Whatever. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඒක discrepancy එකක් වෙනවා. Otherwise, no. Right? The previous one, no. This one, yes. If they have mentioned not valid, if not countersigned by the, if you that guy's signature is missing, then this document, marine cargo insurance policy, is not valid. Then it is not valid. Right? You got it? Okay. Expressions not defined in UCP 600. මේක නම් ගොඩාක් important. A lot of people are making mistakes here, right? A19, lengthy paragraph. Right? Expressions not defined in UCP 600. UCP 600 again, මේවා define කරලා තියෙන කොයිද මට කියන්න බෑ. You are having the UCP 600, right? UCP 600 එකේ බලන්න පුළුවන්ද shipping documents කියලා කොහෙද කියලා තියෙන define කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඔක තියෙනවා නම් තියෙන්නවනේ second එකයි third එකයි තමයි තියෙන්නේ අනිත් ඒවා නෑ ඊට transport documents වල ඔක තියෙනවා right shipping documents කියන එක What do you mean by shipping documents? That's another good question. What do you mean by shipping documents? Right? Then stale documents acceptable. මොකද දන්නවනේ. ගොඩක් කට්ටිය LC අරෙද්දී සමහරට කස්ටමර් කියනවා perform invoice එකෙන් ඒගොල්ලෝ අරන් එනවා. ඒක කියනවා stale documents acceptable. එහෙනම් what do you mean by stale documents? What do you mean by stale documents? Then what? Take it away. Stale document. Then in time. Good. Cover and temperature. Presentation time. Next away 21 days. 21 days only. Cover. You had to give 22 days, 23 days. That's a stale document. Right? More than 21 days. That is stale document. Right? Why we are not? Why we don't want to mention stale documents not acceptable? What is the repercussion? This thing. Think loudly. Yeah, presentation we make up a presentation within 21 days. If we have put a listing, stale documents acceptable, right? Even after 2 months from the shipment date, if they have presented the document, is it valid or not? Huh? Valid. Right? So why we are not then, if it's valid, why we are not entertaining them? What's the practical scenario? Yeah. Simple most important. Why? Why we should avoid that? What's going to happen? What's the repercussion? Common sense. You don't have to be in the train. Common sense. It does. Yan bang bukan the way to go. Yeah, we can. Even after 21 days, we can accept it. We have to accept the same document. Accept it. But what is the repercussion? Why we should avoid putting those type of conditions? What is going to happen to the issuer or the buyer? Why we are putting 21 days? Why we are putting 21 days? Amalan when Munari got there. Munari got here for good. Why 21 days? The maximum voyage time is estimated as within 21 days. then maximum voyage time estimated within 21 days. Right? If it is, so that's why we say, okay, we need the documents to be presented within 21 days. Right? Sometimes we change presentation period 10 days. Presentation period 10 days. When we put presentation period 10 days, then the 21 days will not applicable. 21 days not applicable. Only applicable in the third order. Stale documents acceptable. But huh? But 21 days in Advogana, 21 days in, you know, where how many people work? And I just want to share my knowledge with you all. Like, how many people do issuance of LCs in our respective banks? How many people have done at least we have opened LCs? Once upon a time, you're done. Performing university, performing university in the game of the I got one and I got I would get performing a deal. Performing a deal typically analyze. If the shipment is from India, Visakhapatnam to Colombo, Visakhapatnam to Colombo, you know, our presentation period is 21 days before. Documents, 21 days. India leverage presentation period 5 days, 7 days. Maximum 7 days. Even hari dah no maybe we not got stale documents very important. Then exporting country. What is exporting country? Is it exporters country or the freight forwarders country? Another country? Very ambiguous statements. Third party documents acceptable. You can down you can add negative candidates. Google and uses mobile contact with commercial bank by otherwise may by more than what I would see. Third party documents acceptable. What's the meaning of opening FC and paying FC commission? Fifth charges. Okay, first in it around under collection in the customer. Third party document of each other. Pre-shipment inspection certificate by us, no penny. Then maybe login ask lane. Third party document draft transport document other invoice other and so over document minimum bus company the special certificate special certificate issue beneficiary by beneficiary by issue. Is it acceptable or not? Is it acceptable or not? Acceptable. If it is issued by the beneficiary, is it acceptable? If it is issued by the beneficiary, is it acceptable or not? මේ ක්ලාස් එක තමයි මට පේන්නේ මේ අඩුව එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක යන්නේ. ඒ කලින් කියවුණු වල මේ කෑගෙන උත්තර දෙන්නේ. අරගෙන උත්තර දෙනවා. ඒ මේක මම දෙකන මේ කියනවා. ඒවා ආර්ගියු කරනවා. අපි මේක දැක්කා වෙනවා. ඒක උනනම් ලේසියෙන් මම කියන ඕනම මොනවා කාගෙන ඉන්නවා. ඒ දේව වාක්‍ය වගේ අරගෙන ඉන්නවා. ඒක බෑ මම මේක ඉගෙන ගන්න තාක්ෂ නැහැ. මම ඉන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ මට ෆිසිකලි ඕනේ කියලා. රෝගිය වල ඉනායලා කතා කරනවා. Yes or no? Yes or no? And the beneficiary issue. What do you say? Oh, I will never done that. You can document check कर लेना है. I can document check कर लेना है. ये document check करेगा. Jadi, pakai jadi langsung gitu. Ada itu. Pokoknya jalan-jalan. Beko. If it is issued by the beneficiary, no issue. But if the MC says third party document acceptable, except by the beneficiary, then title එක තමයි එන්නේ. Third party documents not acceptable කියන එක worst condition එක. මේ ඔක්කොම conditions තියෙනවා. Shipping company documents acceptable as presented. මේකත් දානවා. මේකත් මට අනන්ත අහුවිලා දෙනවා. Documents acceptable as presented. ඒ කියන්නේ unsigned, undated, ඕනම document එකක් ඕනම කුණු ගොඩක් right ඕනම කුණු ගොඩක් as presented අපි වාර ගන්නවා. as presented අපි ගන්නවා. These expressions should not be used in a credit as they are not defined in UCP 600. Very important, right? Pull up iPad office ගියාම මේවා පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න මේ A19 නා මේක A19 පොඩ්ඩක් කට්ටියට කියන්න මේවා වැරදි මේවා කරන්න එපා කියලා. ISP එක අරගෙන ඒවා කතා කරලා කියන්න. If they used without being defined in the respective credit, they shall have the following meanings. If they use without being defined in the respective credit, they shall have the following meanings. දැන් බලමු හරි important මේක ඇල්ල. Shipping documents කියන්නේ very vague one. Shipping document. It says all documents required by the LC. All documents required by the LC except drafts. All documents required by the LC except drafts, teletransmission report, and courier receipts. Postal receipts or certificate of posting evidence in the sending of documents. Right? Yani to komeva shipping documents. They make over the 980 nane. Even kind shipping documents for them. Is that a transport document? All documents required by the LC except drafts, the transmission report, courier receipts, postal receipts, or certificate of posting evidence in the sending of documents. ඒවා අපි ඉල්ලනෝනේ. ඒවා අරගෙන තෝරන එක අපි කියන්නේ shipping documents කියලා. Even the insurance, we take it as a shipping document. Stale documents acceptable. Documents may be present later than 21 calendar days after the date of shipment, even if the LC specified a presentation period together the condition. Discuss shipping documents comes under 19A. A19A. A19A. Second one, stale documents, A19B. Exporting country, A19. A19. A19E. A19E. Exporting country. One of the following: the country where the beneficiary is domiciled, the country of origin of the goods, the country of receipt by the carrier, or the country from which shipment or dispatch is made. Right? The make it out in the exporting country, it can be either beneficiary where the beneficiary is domiciled, or country of origin of the goods. Country of origin of the goods. Country of receipt by carrier, where the carrier has received the goods in a particular country, then that's a country of exporting country. They can define. There are so many meanings, right? Country from which shipment or dispatch is made. Anything can be exporting country. Third party documents acceptable. A19C. A19C. All documents for which the LC or USP 600 do not indicate an issuer, except draft may be issued by a named person or entity other than the beneficiary. Other than the beneficiary. And to make it mention color නැත්නම් අපිට මේ කරලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. Then D, third party documents not acceptable. ඒකත් එනවා. Third party documents not acceptable කියලා. Right? Third party documents not acceptable. There's no meaning and it is to be disregarded. Samara third party documents not acceptable. Right? Third party documents acceptable. Documents required 46A. Bill of exchange. Bill of exchange කොහෙද discuss කරන්නේ? UCP can discuss karne bill of exchange. We have never. But we discuss the bill of exchange under ISPP. Right? Then commercial invoice, bill of lading, insurance policy. What's the number? Okay. Discuss karna. used to be $600. Right? Then inspection certificate issued by the trust company, evidencing assets commercially free. Okay, FCA copy condition okay. FCA condition है कोई बात नहीं UCP 600 देगा ISB देगा right? Certificate of origin only these may be issued by any named person or entity other than the beneficiary. Certificate type may issue other than the beneficiary and the owner. Certificate of origin. Right? And the additional condition 47A, third party documents accepted. However, may also be issued by the beneficiary. However, may also be issued by the beneficiary. What is giving? Right? But if it is a certificate, like certificate of origin, then you can't. Beneficiary can't issue. But any other person can issue. Any other person can issue. Right? May the clear කරගන්න ඒවා තියෙනවා areas. Silent ඉන්නේ. මාත් එක්ක කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. තරහලා. ඉතින් check කරන්න documents එනවා ඒවා අපි check කරන්න අපිට article එකක් නැහැ මෙන්න මේ වගේ ඒවා evidencing the dispatch of documents evidencing the dispatch of documents I'll be saying now documents to be dispatched within 3 days from the shipment from the shipment date we can check from the BA we check other document certificate after 1 week then we can put it because that's a requirement in the SC. That's a requirement. Whatever it is mentioned in the third-party documents not acceptable to be disregarded. It is meaningless. There's no meaning. Normally, we don't accept third-party documents. We are not accepted. Are we accepted? No. Normal scenarios? No. Then why the hell we want to put not acceptable? There's no meaning. Right? Some Chinese, some Middle East guys, right? They put all these things in their proper invoice and ask us to open the same into condition. Right? Whether you are going to issue it or not, your challenge. My advice is don't issue it. And if they come back to you, then that we need an amendment. We need an amendment for this particular one. But we have mentioned that LC as a condition. No third party document. Third party document not LC. Then you have to go back to them and explain them. There's no meaning. Peace River, ISPB, Article 19, blah blah. Get that. අපි හරියට කරනවා. සම්පත්තියෙන් පස්සේ පරපරාගේ කට්ටිය හොඳට ආගියු කරලා නැත්නම් එහෙම ගියොත් එහෙම ඉවරයි. ඊට පස්සේ ඉතින් මෙතනින් එහාට එල්සි ගාරින්නේ ඉතින් වඩුවෙන්නේ නැහැ. සයිට් එක යනවා මාස දෙකක්. එහා පැත්තේ මොඩියුල් සෙට් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒකම මතකනා BC branches data branch. This is the name of the one day shipment. Pianian on deck. On deck shipments of the name on deck. Except the Java, Burma, deck. People set forth. PVC explain that. Argument deal අපේ පැත්තේ හිටි ඉන්දියන් කාරයෝ මෙලෝ දෙයක් දන්නේ නැතුව හේ ආගිය කරනවා. දැන් බීලුණු ටික මෙහෙ කුණු වෙනවා. කොළඹ වලට ඇවිල්ලා. දැන් ඔය කේස් එක අන්තිමට beneficiary කියනවා මට සල්ලි හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ මෙතන ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ මේ කේස් එක කියලා. අද ෂිප්මන්ට් එකම සවුත් දාමේ අපේ මිනිස්සුන්ගේ ඕඩර් එකම හින්දා. ඊට පස්සේ මම දැක්ක ගමන් පරමගේ මේක ඩියුට් එක දැක්ක ගමන් මම කිව්වා මේක ආගේ කියලා දැක්ක නෑ මේ විනාක් මොනවා හරි කියනවා නම් ඒක හරි. ඔක තියෙන විදිහට කරලා දාන්නේ කියලා. දැන් ඒ වගේ තමයි අර සමාජලයට අනවශ්‍ය ආගියුමන්ට්ස් වලින් යනවා. shipping company shipping company 19F when used in the context of the issuer of a certificate relating to a transport document, carrier, master or agent in case of a charter party, master, owner, character name a charter or agent, right? Window 19F. Shipping company, when used in the context of the issue of a certificate certification or declaration relating to a transport document, any one of the following: carrier master or when charter party bill of lading is presented, the master owner or charterer, master owner or charterer, or any entity identified as an agent of any one of the aforementioned, regardless of whether it's issued or signed the presented transport document. See, signing capacity කියන්නේ signing capacity එක sign කරලා තියෙනවා නම් අපි ඒක ගන්නවා. shipping company කියලා ගත්තාම හරි vague මේවා. ඔයගේ ඒවා we should not use when we open the LCs. If you are not using that, then the document checking will be much easier. Document checking, final payment, අපිම කරන්නේ. අපිම LC ගන්නලා අපිම මෙලෝ දෙයක් දාන්න මෙලෝ රහක් නැති conditions ටිකක් දාලා හරිනවා. හරියට පස්සේ දැන් අපිම මේක check කරගෙන මේවේ clarifications වෙනවා. වැරද්දකගෙන අපිම we should not use these type of ambiguous statements when we open the case. Right? හැමදෙස්සම specific වෙන්න. Documents acceptable as presented. Make up something documents acceptable as presented. The presentation may consist of one or more of the stipulated documents, the minimum, even if the original or documents stated in the LC is not presented, must be presented within the expiry date, drawing within that available in the LC. Right? The documents acceptable as presented in a make it another story got we can't do the ISBP 2007 December 745 was revised in 2013. Thank you. Actually, I'm happy that I have done something to the national trade in the broader perspective. When I was with the BCCY, I got a new customer, IT expert. You must have heard of the owner's name. Rather than Lakshmi Pita. Lakshmi Pita again is the world's largest steel manufacturer. World's largest steel manufacturer. Number one. Right? He acquired all the steel companies, most of the steel companies in the world. Right? In the world continents, he acquired them. And their main factory was Kazakhstan. Former Soviet Union, Kazakhstan. And their factory, they have 80,000, more than 80,000 staff. I got the opportunity to visit them. Customer got the passe but customer tawa. Our passe moko mega mada. Picturing and they arranged my visit to Kazakhstan to inspect the factory and to see how the process to get some idea. You won't believe the factory itself was almost similar to the number. Number 1 to 15, the number 1 to 50, doesn't look very famous. They get cinema halls, schools, baths, the Montessori, minimum. City, city 8,000 population city. They were giving me a document, transport documents in Russian language. The Russian language transport document is Diploma. How can I say? I don't know the Russian language. So my object is, other than that, that's a transport document. Transport document again, they make a railway ticket. But actually, China or China, railway ticket. They have built the railway line from Kazakhstan to Longshore by their own money across how many countries? අපිට මේ නම් බිලියර්ඩ් ඉඳන් 4 හදාගන්න බැලු තාම කරකවන්නේ නේ. මේ මාතරේ ඉඳන් 4 බිලියර්ඩ් හැදුවේ. විතර කාලයක් දිනන 10ක් විතර ගිහින්. අන්තික හදාගන්නකොට අපි තාම කරකවනවා. සුද්දෑන්ට පස්සේ පිටු. සුද්දෑ කාලේ ඉඳන් පස්සේ कुछ वाला पता भी नहीं है हम जो भी जाते हैं अरे नाटवाल देखो तूने तो आप देखा अल्लाह ने दायरे में तो पिक्चर है जमा पिक्चर है नाम का इंस्ट्रक्शंस में स्टिल ये देखो ना भाई ते के आदमी when you do it they should they will අපේ නම් ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් තියෙනවා අකාය ඒ රටවල රෂ්‍යා number 1 number 2 economic like you they are relying on their own language මේ කරගන්න බෑ අස්සේ නේපාල I paid a visit and I had certain discussions you sign an indemnity to say that we will accept documents, not all documents. Railway bill as presented. To accept the railway bill as presented. So, when we receive the railway bill, I don't have to check. We undertake that if there's any errors, they will undertake. Or do not mail. Mail the petrol bill, but I got a theory. But as presented, nothing. I got a copy of petrol Nikan Kitty, one process of window again. When issues are you write to ICC. Now we have come across an issue like this. What we are going to do? Let's see what I have done. So we have to cover ourselves. Okay, that's fine. But when it comes to ISBP, they accepted those things. Because those are issues faced by the objectors. Right? That's how I say it. Again, of course, obstacles like Sri Lankan, like the Indian connection, Sri Lankan obstacles. Follow it. Boss. अभी मशीन कैसे बनाऊँ सब चेक करना मेरे मैदान में मशीन कैसे बनाऊँ कोई काम ना हमें आज जाने डिपार्टमेंट है दो दिन में चलो डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं हो जाएगा ठीक है Right. Shipping documents, expression not defined in UCP 600. Sale documents acceptable, exporting country, third-party documents acceptable, third-party documents not acceptable, shipping company, documents acceptable as presented, vertical comma, expressions not defined in UCP 600. Therefore, we should not use these expressions when we open the LCs, right? You have to take it back to your respective departments. LC, that's what you call value addition, right? Language. Language. A21. A21A says, when a credit stipulates the language of the documents to be presented, the data required by the credit of or UCP 600 are to be in that language. Right? Make it dangerous. Cases අපිට එන්නේ නැහැ. අපේ මම දැක්ක කොමර්ෂල් බැංක් එකේ උගල LCS වල දානවා නේද? Documents in English language කියලා. Better. Safe side. That's safe side. උගල දානවද ඒක? ඔව්. ගොඩක් මේ දාන්න. දැන් when I was at Standard Chartered අපේ කට්ටිය වගේ එකක් මිස් කරලා ට්‍රාන්ස්ලේට් කරපු එකක් වාක් කරා. We got the documents in French. You can't reject. Right? You can't reject. Right? එතකොට LC කරපු එක නා ඒක ඇරලා නැහැ. ඊට පස්සේ අපිට වුණා Alliance එකේ තියෙන French embassy එකේ තියෙන language unit එක ඒකට අරන් ගිහින් officially මේක translate කරගන්න බෑ. We have to pay big money. Big money කියන්නේ if I'm correct, I think it was about 5,000 or 7,000 rupees we paid. Big money කොහෙද කියලා. මගේ පඩි රුපියල් 850යි. එතකොට අර ගානක් කියන්නේ big money. Nice. When I was officer, it was 850 officer. Manager 4,500. Right? ඉතින් බලද්දි මාසේ පඩිය 4,500 manager කෙනෙක්ට 7,000 ගානක් අපි ගෙවුවා. ඒවල translation කරගන්නවා. Immediately we stopped that. We send an amendment to the LC. But for that particular one, you can't do anything. Right? We have to mention. Then, if the credit is not stipulated in the language of documents to be presented, then the documents may be issued in any language. From your article, paragraph 21 can 21A2, you have to bigger to the ethical global land. From a 15 dollar. Stipulated in one language, more than one language, confirming or nominated bank may restrict the number of acceptable languages as a condition for its engagement. However, if it does not, then it is required to examine the data in all acceptable languages. Right? Data required by either the credit or UCP 600 need not be in the stated language. Right? document bad. It's not different than that. Banks do not examine data that have been inserted in a language that is additional to that required or allowed in the credit. Banks do not examine data that have been inserted in a language that is additional to that required or allowed in the credit. If we ask all documents in English, if they have sent Russian language, then we will not check that document. Right? We will not check that document. Simple. Data appearing in a language not stipulated in the credit will not be examined. Right. Main thing what you have to understand is when it comes to language, you have to mention what language. Then you can save the problem. Mathematical calculations. Mathematical calculations. A22. A22. In a particular mathematical calculations in a document require examination to verify that the stated total in respect of criteria, such as amount, quantity, weight, or number of packages, does not conflict with the credit. Any other stipulated document, i.e., in the addition of the documents itself. Whether it is not conflict with the LC, the credit. Right? Calculations, formulas, but I know, even I have the type of people. I know some job checkers, they go and they themselves they do the calculations and see whether this calculation is correct. Technique. අපිට ඕනේ amount, quantity, weight, or number of packages does not conflict with the credit. ඒක තියෙනවා නම් ඇති. Right? Documentary credit number IMP 1237890, distribution of goods and or services. Assorted sweets, 2,685 cartons or US dollars, 57,553.83. 165 boxes for US dollars. Cartons 1123, price 22.90, total US dollars 89. 3 cartons, right? 57,553. 57,553. අපි එක තියෙනවා මේක තමයි බලන්නේ මේක චෙක් කරලා බලනවා yes එකත් ඒක තියෙනවා නම් එච්චරයි මේක තමයි අය ගහනවා කැල්කියුලේටර් එක ගහලා බලනවා තේරුම් නැහැ. දෙකක් තුනක් නම් මේ තුනක් නම් එකතු කරගන්න පුළුවන්. මහ ගොඩාක් තිබුණොත් එහෙම. ඔකට ෆෝමියුලා එකකුත් තිබුණොත් එහෙම. අපිට වෙන වැඩක් නැහැ. ડોક્યુમેન્ટ චෙක් කරන්න හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Then comes the boxes, 97 boxes, 68 boxes, 165 boxes. 165 boxes, you know. For US dollars, that's 3,485. Total amount US dollars, 91,038. All those things are there, right? That's it. How we have got this one for within the ability of directly Balak Gandapula Makatikina, you get it, right? A22, A22. This one A26. A26. Non-documentary conditions and conflict of data. Non-documentary conditions and conflict of data. Data contained in a stipulated document must not conflict with a non-documentary condition. Right? Non-documentary condition. Data contained in a stipulated document must not conflict with a non-documentary condition. Documents required, or is it say, commercial invoice, inspection certificate issued by the trust inspection company, evidencing that ash is commercially free. Evidencing that ash is commercially free. Bill of lading. Bill of lading issued to order of issuing bank, mark, paid, prepaid. Sulfur to be packed in jumbo bags. Sulfur to be packed in jumbo bags. The maker, how did that? Discrepant at the paragraph 26, it says, when a credit contains a condition without stipulating a document to indicate compliance therewith, non-documented conditions, compliance with such conditions need not be evidence for any stipulated document. However, data contained in a stipulated document are not to be conflict with the non-documentary condition. For example, when a credit indicates packing in wooden cases, if the LC says packing in wooden cases without indicating that such data is to appear on any stipulated document, they have just mentioned packing in wooden cases. කොහොමද කියලා නැහැ මේ මොන ડોකියුමන්ට් එකක පෙන්නන්න ඕනේ කියලා. ඒ පෙන්නලත් නැහැ. Right? Without indicating that such data is to appear on a stipulated document. A statement in any stipulated document indicating a different type of packing is considered to be a conflict of data. Packing list එකේ inspection certificate එකේ මොනවා හරි ඒක. Right? අර Sulfur to be packed in jumbo bags. Where to mention? Koheed make a mention කරන්න කියලා කොහෙවත් කියලා දෙනවද? නෑ. right? කොහෙවත් කියලා නෑ. හැබැයි කොහෙද ඒක ડોකියුමන්ට් එක තියෙනවා නම් අන්න ඒක conflict එකක් වෙනවා. conflict of data. මේකේ inspection certificate එකේ තියෙනවා. ඒක දාලා. Sulfur in bulk. That means sulfur to be packed in jumbo bags. එහෙනම් ඒක වැරදි. ඒක discrepant. right? එතෙන්දී ඒක discrepant වෙනවා. මොකද අරක දාලා තියෙනවා. කොහොමද packing තියෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා. Originals and copies. Originals and copies. A29C. A29C. Documents required under 46A. Two-thirds original bill of lading issued to order of issuing bank and evidencing rate prepaid. Normal Vedana. When a credit LC requires a presentation of less than a full set of original documents, but does not provide disposal instructions for the remaining original, a presentation may include the full set. The presentation may include the full set. Right? This is what is there? The documents again is some of the mistakes we do when we open them. It says two-thirds original bill of lading issued to order of issuing bank and evidencing trade prepaid. People don't know. Decided there are instances where they should be able 5 copies. 4 copies, 5 copies. Make it. The presentation may include the full set. Right? They have to send the full set. Unless otherwise, they mention, you are putting like this, then you have to say what's going to happen to the balance PS. But original should be sent direct to the applicant. One original is dispatched direct to the applicant. And evidence to that effect, attach currently. Applicant you make it over thing. Do that in the one. Do that in the issue bank and all. All the issue bank again, the American say, shipping current issue for the bit. Take a list. There's nothing stopping it. Stopping the one third going to the applicant. You do land. After they got the LC. 1/3 to the applicant. 1/3 to the applicant. When you open the LC, you have to mark 100% cash. 100% cash. then we don't have any control over the goods. Nothing. But if one set is coming to us, yes, the bank is having the control. If it goes direct to the applicant, promoting. Who's the applicant? Applicant what is the bank endorsement endorsement. But संपत्ति बैंक बैंक पे कपड़ा करता बैंक कपड़े कितने मैं आसान करा दे मैं आसान करने का कोशिश करते हैं चेक करते हैं बड़ा करना ना बड़ा करते हैं अब एक है अब अभी भी ना नो प्रॉब्लम अरे मैं ना डालो ना अभी हमारे मेंशन कराना है तो आर्डर ध्यान नहीं आर्डर ध्यान नहीं का मेंशन करना title of documents and combined documents. Documents required in the credit are to be presented as separate documents. However, for example, the requirement for one packing list, one weight list will also be satisfied by presentation of two originals of a combined document. Example, weight and packing list. Make it one packing list, one weight list. Original packing list and weight list packing list and weight list original LC one packing list and one weight list. आगे देखा देखा कभी ट्रेस करना पैकिंग लिस्ट की ना वेट करना वेट लिस्ट देखा देखा करो आगे करे वो हाँ बड़े देखा चीज़ देखे बता दी ना नहीं वेट लिस्ट पैकिंग लिस्ट नहीं बता ना वन पैकिंग लिस्ट वन वेट लिस्ट वेरी क्लियर ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट दिया था मैं है ना कंबाइन डॉक्यूमेंट के देखा तीन दोनों एक A39, 40 and 41 ना again list wait list again then title of documents and combined documents. A required document that covers more than one function may also be satisfied by presentation of separate documents that appear to fulfill each function. For example, a requirement for a packing and weight list will also be satisfied by presentation of a function fulfilling separate packing list and separate function fulfilling weight list. Requirement is in packing and weight list. Packing and weight list either it should be combined or if we have one separate packing list and one separate weight list, we'll accept. Right? Para A41. Right. අපි මෙතනින් අද නවත්තමු මේක. අනික කියන්නේ print කරලා නැහැනේ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ මට මතක් කරන්න මේ අපි නවත්තපු තැන මොකද මේගොල්ලෝ print කරලා නැහැ. second list එකෙන් නවත්තලා නේ තියෙන්නේ. අනිත් එක තියෙනවද? නෑ කියලා. තියෙනවා. තියෙනවා නම් අපි කරමු. නෑ මේක නෑ කියලා. Right, okay. Shall we take a small break? Right? 10 minutes. Motor ka bill na kantiyan. Do 1 to 25. We'll discuss it next week, right? Right. Draft and calculation of maturity dates. This particular one, B14. The amount in words is to be accurately reflect the amount in figures when both are shown and indicate the currency as stated in the credit. When the amount in words and figures are in conflict, the amount in words is to be examined as the amount demanded. Right? A draft is to be drawn by the beneficiary on the bank stated in the credit and for the amount and currency demanded. It is to be endorsed if necessary. Right? So normally the drafts are issued by the beneficiary. And when the amount in words and figures are in conflict, the amount in word is to be examined as the amount demanded. But normally, as a bank practice, that we will not accept those drafts. We put it as a discrepancy and we always say amount in words and figure differs. Document check කරද්දී අපි දාලා අරිනවා. මම කියන්නේ ඒක එපයි කියලා still am මේව මොනවා වුණත් ඒක තමයි හොඳම දේ. Right? The practical part. The document, if the document is draft, the signature is required and the date is required. Right? Always it has to be in the same currency and the amount in words and figures should be tallied. Right? Multiple choice questions හම්බෙන්නේ නැත්නම් මෙතන ගන්න. උදාහරණ අමන්නේ. යාළුවා අර කියලා තියෙනවා. නැත්නම් මෙතනින් අරගන්න. Next week එනකොට ඔගේ 1 to 25 කරගෙන එන්න ඕන. Right? 1 to 25 කරගෙන එන්න ඕන. When the tenor refers to XX days, right? When the tenor refers to XX days after the BL date, the onboard date, for example, shipment date, is deemed to be the BL date. එන්නේ අපිට එන්නේ B2C. Drafts and calculation of maturity date for the B2C. When the tenor refers to, for example, 60 days after the bill of lading date, the onboard date is deemed to be the bill of lading date. ඒක දන්නවනේ ඒක කියන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. අපි BL date එකේ onboard date එක තමයි BL date එක කියලා ගන්න. Right? When a credit indicates the drawee of the draft is by only stating the SWIFT address of the bank. A draft may show the drawee with the same details or the full name of the bank. Right? That's a new one. Okay. මේක කියලා තියෙන්නේ මේ සම්පූර්ණම මේ B9 ද? Oh, B9. When a credit indicates the drawee of a draft by only stating the SWIFT address of a bank, the draft may show the drawee with the same details of the full name of the bank. Once you take the copy of ISBP, please study drafts and calculation of maturity date, especially B2. B2 is very important. කොහෙන් ලියලා තියාගෙන මේක copy එක ගත්තට පස්සේ ඒක මේක කරගන්න. B2. Then B2D. B2D. The words from and after, when used to determine maturity dates of drafts, make a thing very important, right? The words from and after, when used to determine maturity dates of drafts, signify that the calculation of the maturity date commences the day following the date of the document. Shipment of the date of an event stipulated in the credit. For example, 10 days after or from 4th is 14th May. Follow up, make it. It's a lazy but making an error. Any differences between from and after when relating to determination of maturity date? 30 days from shipment date. 30 days from shipment date. Then the maturity date is where the shipment date is 1st May. Right? 30 days from shipment date. Shipment date is 1st May. Thus 30. Thus 30. 30 days from shipment date to go. Appear प्रस्तुत गाने ना है क्या? प्रस्तुत ना पिट पास है. बाबू ने ना तब क्या? The next day. इतना भी आते. 1st May plus 31st May. Maturity date. 30 days after the shipment date. 30 days after the shipment date, the same meaning. Right? Maturity date is 1st May plus 31st May. Clear that? Arga kiwa dia perlu upset no. Make perlu make lazy. When a credit requires drafts to be drawn at XX days after shipment, and a BL is presented evidencing transshipment of the goods from one vessel to another, and showing more than one shipment date from allowed ports, which of the date is to be used for the calculation of the maturity date. उधर केवल नहीं है, उधर केवल नहीं है. When a credit requires drafts to be drawn at XX days after shipment, and a BL is presented evidencing transshipment of the goods. Transshipment from one vessel to another, and showing more than one shipment date from allowed ports, which of the date is to be used for the calculation of the maturity date. Okay, now B2E. B2E. Let me make it. Transshipment. Then 343D allowed. Transshipment allowed. Taking in charge any UAE seaport. Any UAE seaport. For transshipment, for transportation to this port. Right. So this is the port of loading, this is the port of dispatching. Description of goods, 45A, 2000 cases, and 5 brand. Okay. In the bill of lading, it says was loaded to Pinat at Dubai port on 18 September 2013. And then transshipped on board MV Best at Sharjah port on 20th September 2010. MV Vinar take it अभी 18th load करूँ on 20th we have transshipped to another vessel MV Best at Sharjah. So for the sake of maturity dates, what is the date of Gandhi? 18, the earliest. Always the earliest. Take out the bell. Police diagram. The earliest take the money, okay? Gandhi. When a credit requires drafts to be drawn at XX days after shipment, and a BA presented evidencing shipment on the same vessel from more than one allowed ports and showing more than one shipment date. taking in charge in UAE, any UAE seaport. When it comes to UAE, Dubai and Sharjah, both UAE. Both UAE, Dubai and Sharjah. On 18th September, we have loaded some goods on board on 18th. And then transshipment allowed. But the same vessel, MV Vinay, we have not unloaded and reloaded. Same vessel. The same vessel we have loaded at Sharjah port on 20th. If it is the same vessel, then for the purpose of calculation, the maturity date, we take the latest. Which of the date is to be used for the calculation of the maturity date? For the purpose of calculating the maturity date, we take the latest. Latest again, 20th September. Right? If it is transshipment, they gave a transshipment, and we have unloaded and loaded to another vessel, then the earliest. Right? Make it a transshipment, not like a vessel. How much in UAE goods? We are still in UAE. We are not gone out of UAE. Right? Latest. When a credit requires drafts to be drawn, make a villa B2 E2 B2 E2, right? B2 E2. When a credit requires drafts to be drawn, when a credit requires draft to be drawn at XX days after shipment, and more than one set of BL is presented under one draft, the shipment date of the latest bill of lading will be used for the calculation of the maturity date. Right? When a credit requires drafts to be drawn at XX days after shipment, and more than one set of BL is presented under one draft. Right? More than one set of BL is presented under one draft. The shipment date of the latest BL will be used for the calculation of the maturity date. This is B2E3. B2E3. Hyderabad. We paid on board 18 September 2017. Right? When a credit requires draft to be drawn at exit days after shipment and more than one set of BL is presented. They are presented two BL. One is DMX. come 18 September. And another BL unborn 21st September 2013, last day. Right? So මේ දෙකම තියෙනවා අපි ගන්න the latest. The latest, right? If we summarize the whole scenarios, right? Scenario 1 is 1BL evidencing transshipment from one vessel to another from allowed than one shipment dates from allowed ports. The earliest shipment date can 1BL showing more than one shipment dates from allowed ports. 1BL more than one shipment dates. Dubai, Sharjah, Dubai, Sharjah. Then the latest shipment date will take. 2 or more BL showing more than one shipment date presented under one draft. One draft, 2 BLs. Right? The latest shipment date taken out for the purpose of calculation of the maturity date. Right? Make a keyword. Make example Chalam LC keyword. This is B5. If it's a complied presentation or if you are not rejected, අපි reject කළා නැත්නම් compliant නැති වුණත් අපි reject කළා නැත්නම් මේ වගේ වෙලාවටි if documents are received by the drawing bank on 1st May, which completed this examination on 4th May. 1st May documents තියෙනවා. Second වල පටන් ගත්ත box check කරන්න. Third May කළා 4th May yeah complete. How many days for them to check? How many working days? 5. The banking days. No, they ready. No, I will not ready. When the concepts over the banks, banks, what they were the customers and not victims. But like banking days, that's for the bank. Not for the customer. Calvary ready customers are mostly customers are bargain. I want getting it's up to me to decide. And that 5 days is for me. And I should not take 5 days. As early as possible. 5 days getting done. පුලියවත් තියාගන්න එපා. හැබැයි අර අප්සෙට් එක ගියොත් 5 days එක තියාගන්නවා නැහැ වෙන්න. before 5 days we'll have to finish it off. නැත්තම් අපි කරන්න බෑ. මේක first May, 4th May we have finished. No discrepancies. No, we have not rejected. In that case, for the sake of maturity dates, for the calculation of maturity dates, we take the date received by us. The date received by us. Right? On the date we finish taking. Date we receive. මේව තමයි ගොඩක් ඉතින් බැංකින් ඉන්නේ අපි දාන්නේ මේ මෙචුරිටි ඩේට් එකනේ. ආවේ යවනකොට අපි කරද්දලා යවනවා. Secondly, B, if documents are rejected by the drawing bank, if the documents are rejected by the drawing bank, we check the documents on phone, we found the documents are discrepant. So we have rejected. We have sent the rejection telex, right? And the drawing bank subsequently provided its approval. The drawing bank subsequently provided its approval. The maturity date will be at XX days after acceptance date by the drawing bank. What are we? Acceptance again. ඔක්කොම කරලා අන්න approval එක එනවා subsequently provided approval. ඒක accept කරපු දවස් තමයි එතෑදන් තමයි අපි check කරලා බලන්න වෙන්නේ maturity date එකට calculations ගන්න වෙන්නේ. That is okay. Make a B5B. B5B. If documents are received by the drawing bank A on 1st May 2013, which rejected the documents on 5th May 2013, but later on 9th May 2013, approved the documents, then the maturity date shall be 9th May plus 6 days. Drafted 6 days side. Drafted 6 days side. Drawing bank A. If documents are received by the drawing bank A on 1st May and rejected the documents on 5th May, and within 5 days, 5 working days, they rejected. Thus, then after certain correspondence going up and down, subsequently they have approved the documents on 9th May. So, it's not like that. When you are calculating the maturity date, we calculate from 9. Date approved, right? Very clear, eh? Right. යන්න බලන්න මට මේක. ඔය දිහා බලලා ක්විස් එක කියන්න බෑ. available by negotiation, right? There ना देगा, slide again, right? Available with bank B by negotiation, right? Probably bank B. Again, which bank? Exporters bank or importers bank? Exporters bank, right? Then, if compliant documents are received by bank B on 25th April, then bank A on the 1st May, dispatch करना 25th April को dispatch करना हर बैंक के हम महीने 1st May, for the sake of calculating the maturity date, where availability is ये करते हैं 25th April plus 60, April plus 60, 24 June. Last week, हम भी कितना था मैं अभी जरा कितना so last week ticket रहेगा अरे but make up I kala deal but they don't right ada undang kan bola tadi jangan terdekat presentation of documents with maturity exact days after sign, right? Compliant presentation is a summary, right? Compliant presentation maturity will be exact days after the day of presentation to the bank on which the draft is drawn. Right? Then proper notice of refusal is given, they are pending now. Proper notice of refusal is not given, the notice by the issuing bank. Right? Maturity date will be at the latest excess days from the date of acceptance advised by the issuing bank. Okay, telling the color. Maturity will be at the latest excess date from the date of the acceptance by the applicant. Notice by the issuing bank. No by other bank when yes or no. Summary එක මේක උගන්න හොඳටම පැහැදිලිව තේරෙයි para B5 ඉවරකට right ඉවරකට මේක summary එකට තියාගන්න. Another new one, when the beneficiary or second beneficiary has changed its name and the credit mentioned the former name, a draft and invoice may be drawn in the name of the new entity. Right. When the beneficiary or second beneficiary has changed its name and the credit mentioned the former name, a draft and invoice may be drawn in the name of the new entity, provided that it indicates formally known as name of the beneficiary or the second beneficiary or words of similar effect. Right? Make C2B. Make a product $1. C2B. C2B. Issue of an invoice. C2A an invoice is to appear to have been issued by the beneficiary or in the case of transferred credit, the second beneficiary. Right? Then C2B. When the beneficiary or second beneficiary has changed its name and the credit mentioned the former name, an invoice may be issued in the name of the new entity, provided that it indicates formally known as name of the beneficiary or second beneficiary or words of similar effect. Okay. Now, when we open the LC, we say payment company. Browns and Company. Browns and Company. The second, the open documents Browns and Company Limited. Either this or Browning and Company. Either Browning and Company, Browns and Company Limited. If he mentioned, provided that indicates, make a invoices making issue, formally known as Brown and Company. Formerly known as Brown and Company. Within brackets, then it is accepted. But for me, it's a very risky development. Really risky development. New 2013 but when you analyze it, it's very risky. Why the reason? Why the reason? You are risky developer. It can be two different legal entities. It can be two different legal entities. We don't know. Right? Browns and Company Limited can be a legal entity. Browning and Company can be a legal entity. Right? It's a risky thing. But if they say formerly known as Brown and Company, we accept. As per the ISBP, yes. But if you are not happy, you can reject. You can reject. Reason? Reason? What's the reason? You are not happy, you can reject. How can I now? Very good. It's not a rule. It's not a rule. Just a guideline. Right? This your prerogative whether to accept it or not. Your prerogative. Udah trust naik kalau ada udah tanda pak. Yang mau sampai mana? Ketik mana yang trust? Mau sampai itu mana yang ni? Kamu doang udah. Ya doang. Orang ada diri lagi yang mana kau itu? Mana menggila, wate gila. Ada yang network orang mana? Kau barang apa? Oh, dulu dia ni. Hame trust එක මම කියවනේ international option පුළුවන් one thing if you have common sense වැඩිම දන්නේ නැත්නම් ඒත් පාස් වෙනවා ගොඩාක් දරගන්න කිව්වොත් යනගන්න බලන්න පාස් විතරක් ගත්තාම මේ ට්‍රේඩ් එකේ වැඩ කරපු නැති කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා හොඳට පාස් වෙලා ඩෙරිට් ටැග් කරගෙන ගියේ ගත්තා ට්‍රේඩ් ආපෝ ඕනේ 50 ගියා බදලේ මුළු දියාගෙන කල්පනා කරනවා මේක දැන් කොට යනවා අය ඔබ කිස්සම කියන්නේ ඔබට ගන්න බෑ ගන්න එක අර නුලිනවා කියන්නේ අර ඔන්න බල අපේ ඔන්න ගන්නට පාරකට යන්න ඕනේ නේම නෙමෙයි අර ඕනට වෙන්නේ හිතන්න ඕනේ පවර් සෙන්ස් කරන ගොඩක් කරනවා මේ ISBP UCP මේ තාක්ෂණ කියන්නේ පෙන්නන්න මට common sense වලට against අනේ from after ඒ virtual meaning එක නෙන්නේ ඒ වගේ දෙයකට අපි decision එකක් ගන්න වෙනවා ඒක තමයි මේක guideline එක අපි UCP එකේ UCP එකේ තියෙනවා article 3 එකේ article 3 එකේ definition ඒකේ තියෙනවා ඒකත් ඔය තියෙනවා වැඩි පොදියා ඉතින් මේක ටිකක් රිස්කි ඒක රිස්කි වෙන්න හේතුව අරක තමයි so it's up to you this is not a rule right එතනින් ඉවරද එතනින් ඉවරයි නේ right මම හිතන්නේ අපි සෑහෙන කළා ඒ ටික අනිත් දවසේ කරන්න තියෙන්නේ ගන්න තියෙන ඉන්වොයිස් එකක් right. Now මේ කරපු ටිකේ questions මොනවාද තියෙනවද නැත්නම් මම ගණන් වලට යන්නේ ඉන්නේ. ඊපාරට ගණන් කරා කියන එක කරා. ඉවර කළාද? ඈ? හතර. ඔව් මම දැන් අද කරන්නේ මේක හැමදාම කර ඉන්න බෑ. මේ මල්ටිපල් choice එකේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගාව තියෙනවද නේ? මම කියන්න බෑනේ මේ third question එකේ මොකද්ද answer එක කියලා? මේ වෙන පොඩක් අප්සෙට් මේ සමහර වචන කැඩලා නෑ. typo errors ගණන් ගන්න. What is the answer? Video කරගෙන ඉන්නේ. What answer? Yeah. You say common sense. Hand signal, man. No hand signal. A, B, C, or D. What is your guess? Who says A? B? Yeah. C? D? Correct answer is D. Chinese MVP. Mga every guy value mga B kaya. B naman. Chinese MVP තමයි වැඩියම second එකට. First එක මොකක්ද? USD. First one is USD. Second one is Chinese. Well, එච්චරටම ඉන්නවා local LCs එච්චරම අරනවා. එච්චරම local LCs. අපි දන්නවා නේද? උඹලා දන්නවා නේද? Chinese. එන්නේ යනවා. මේ හෙද්දම නේද? තව ඉන්නේ වැඩිලා තවම ගිහින් US dollars. මේ පාස් කරලා ඔක වෙනවා. එතන Chinese එක යවන එකට මොකක්ද දාන්නේ clause එක ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ documents චීන භාෂාවෙන් ගන්නවද? ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් දානවා. මොකද ඒක චීන භාෂාවෙන් ගන්න නැහැ කියලා. ඒවත් ඒ තව ඉස්සරහට පෝට් සිටි එකේම ආවට පස්සේ ඒගෙන යන්න බැහැ පිළිවෙල වෙන්නේ දාන්න පුළුවන්. බලන්න. Optional subject. Optional subject. And we had a video there. American colony. HSBC නෝට මං හොංකොං වල මේ කළා මේ චයිනා වල මේව කරගන්න බෑ මේ ඒ එකටවත් UCP 600 එක කියවලා තේරුම් ගන්න බෑ සිංහලෙන් මේ සිංහල මේ චයිනීස් වලින් ගහලා තියෙනවා ඒ මිනිසුන්ට ඒ චයිනීස් වලින් තමයි ඒක තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ කියවන්නේ Chinese language එක නැත්නම් කරන්න බෑ ඒ වගේම same thing happen when after the Iraq war, Saddam Hussein doesn't feel that Saddam Hussein lost that game. And after that, all the banks tried their best to business in Iraq. Right? The BC and the group and Standard Chartered and another consortium, they got fight to be the first to open trade finance business in Iraq. Standard Chartered group, Westpac, Barclays, group banks, consortium, they won the race and they opened. We were the second to open. And Baladi, just after the on under the table, under the table, done it. In either way, I'll be like, the table, under the table, from to a assignment was given to me to start the business in Iraq. I said, I will do it. They offered me 3 times of my salary. We didn't come up to the 3 times of my salary. And every month, 1 month paid vacation here in Sri Lanka. Body bag එක තමයි එන්නේ. පෙට්ටි එන්නේ නැහැ. පෙට්ටි ගන්නෑ. පෙට්ටි ගන්නෑ. body bag එක දැම්මම සීලි කරලා පැටව දුබයි වලට. පස්සේ අල්පකට පැට්ටියව ගෙනාවා. එහාට ජෝඩන් on under done under the level of the number. This is what say I got down another supportive staff here, Palestinian. They started item started doing it in Palestinian language, Arabic language, and they understood. Four background and class now that our phone done name of Jordan way. But a command, may British Council. In a music. Master that to the other. Those are the challenges. But now that the business when not again the Patan from scratch. Nice country in Iraq. Out the BA, you can't take the goods out there. Ali again. Because Ali again. Could he pick it there of enemy? Ali change the dollar see us do not. Note එක tie note එක දුන්නොත් අපි අවුරුදු 10ක් දුන්නොත් අපි කන්ටේනර් එකක් වගේ කියනවා ඒ විදිහට ඒක තියෙන්නේ. මේක කියන පුතක් අපි කරන්න දෙන්නේ. ක්වෙස්චන් මම ක්වෙස්චන් නම්බර් 4ද ඕක කළාද අපි? පොඩ්ඩක් කළා කියන්නේ මේ මට කරගන්න ඕනේ මේක විතරයි. මොනවාද මේ කැන්සලේෂන් එක බලන්න ඕන. අනිත් ඒවා කැල්කියුලේෂන්ස් බලන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ. right? මට බලන්න ඕනේ තියෙන දේ. ඒක අපි මේක ඒවා අපි කරන්නේ කැන්සලේෂන් එක right. දැන් මේක මට දැන් මාව ගයිඩ් කරන්න. මොකද මම I'm clueless about this sum right. එක පාර්ට්නේ මේ එන්නේ ඕගොල්ලෝ කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒතර ඕගොල්ලෝ මට ගයිඩ් කරන්න. first export second export rates ඔගොල්ලෝ හොයාගත්තනේ. Can one of you give the rates? First export එකේ කියන rate එක. First export what's the rate? Dollar net TPP ATR ඊදාවේ 175 2768 මේක හරියද? Everybody correct? No challenging? Nobody is challenging? Right. Then the second export EBT ATR here then 175 6178 මේක හරියද? ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඔක්කොම හරි right? Okay, then the cancellation. All the shipments were made on schedule with the exception of the second export shipment, which was cancelled with mutual agreement of Fernando Limited and Jones Limited. Fernando Limited informed the bank on 20th December 2011 to cancel the forward exchange contract booked for second shipment. And second day, how many months fixed? How many months option here? 5 months fixed. 1 month option. Right? Then at the make a cancel වෙනවා. 20th December. Originally it was 10th August. Originally 10th August. 10th August can 10th September, 10th October, 10th November, 10th December. 10th December. 20th තමයි. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ කිවිනි month එකද? 5th month එක. 5th month එකේ තමයි මේක cancel වෙන්නේ 5th month එකේ. 5th month එක කියන්නේ මොන month එකද? Fixed. 5th month එක කියන්නේ fixed. If it is fixed period, then you have to do an adjustment. If it falls on option period, option month එක period එකේ නම් 11 spot. හරිද? හරිද? අපිට කරන්න ඕන. adjustment එක කරන්න ඕන. right? මේ ඇඟිලි දාන එක තමයි හොඳටම ෂුවර් එකට තියෙන්න ඕනේ. මිස් කරගන්න එපා. එතකොට dollar ATR cancellation again forward rates but premium or discount Huh? Premium. GBP US dollars? Discount. Right? Okay. Then cancellation. US dollar here. Pot එක කිය දෙන්නේ? Pot selling the buying the pot selling. Right? අපි මෙච්චර ගණන් උගලත් එක්ක කරන්නේ මේකේ. ඒක මිස් කරන්න එපා පුතෝ. ලකුණු 20 ගන්නම කොට. ඒක ලකුණක්වත් අඩු වෙන්නේ නැතේ. Right? පාස් වෙන්න ඕන. දේශිම ස්කෝර් කරගන්න පුළුවන් එක. Right? 115 10. එතකොට ඒක ඇවිල්ලා ප්‍රීමියම්. එහෙමනම් අපිට වැඩි වාසි 1 month premium add කළොත්ද එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ නිකම්ම ස්පොට් එක තිබ්බොත් which is more favorable to the bank. Add, we had to add 60 cents. Right? Add premium 60 cents. Right? What? Then GBP US dollars. Betul. Okay, betul. US dollar, GBP US dollars. Selling rate 1.5420. 1.5420. The make a 1 month forward එක discount the premium the discount. අපි එතන minus වෙන්න ඕන. minus 0.110 cents. Then which is more favorable to the bank? If we do the adjustment or without doing the adjustment? With the adjustment or without the adjustment? Which is more favorable? Without is more favorable. Otherwise, selling rate එක තව අඩු වෙනවා. ඒතර පාඩි. right? And අඩු වෙනවා. Remember? Therefore, cancellation rate for GBP LKR is 115.70 into 1.5420. Is that correct? Huh? 178. Huh? 178. 40. Again, 9. 100. 94 දෙන්නේ. හරි. වැරදි නම් මගේ වැරද්දක් නෙමෙයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ වැරද්දක්. right? වැඩි කරලා බලන්න. months දෙකක් දීලා තියෙන්නේ බැරිලාවත් මේක third month එකේ cancel වුණා. මේක cancellation එක උනේ fourth month එකේ කියන්නේ. දැන් මේක බලන්න 5 months fixed 1 month option. ඒතර fourth month එකේ න cancellation එක උනේ. ඒතර fourth month එකේ adjustment එක වුණා. fifth month එකේ adjustment එක වුණා. තමයි. මාස දෙකක බලන්න. right? Kemana tapi balana ni jadi mana? Both the fifth ke nahi. Spot ke moment, ये ना, spot के मतलब both the fifth के balana. Both the fifth के balana, ये का. Spot के डबल हो, spot के डबल. ना भाई. ये spot के मतलब ये नहीं, डबल है ये. अनित्य के लिए. हाँ, सीधा करो किसका? अनित्य में, फिर में कैंडिडेट लगता है, बासी.
Cancellation है तो fourth month के है ना, fourth month के लिए तो बात है, एक को दिन लगता है.
Oh, अब इसमें देखा दे लो, एक है, अनित्य लम्बा मार दो. लेकिन ये लेकर तो मैं दे दूँ. तो बोलो मैं वो कौन सा हरी था, एंगल वाले ने कहना है कि रहता है. कर दे लो, कर दो ना सबसे ऊपर मार्क्स देकर एडजस्टमेंट कराओ. පළවෙනි එක ගත්ත මොකද කියලා. පළවෙනි එක ගත්ත මොකද? අපි කැන්සල් උනේ මොන month එකේද? 5th එකේ. එහෙනම් 6th එකට එන්න තව විතර මාස ගානක් තියෙනවද? සිම්පල්. ගොඩාක් හිතන්න එපා. මේකේ එතකොට කීයද ඩිෆරන්ස් එක එන්නේ? මේ දුක්කද ගන්න කැන්සල් වෙන එක. ප්‍රොෆිට් එකක්ද ලොස් එකක්ද? ප්‍රොෆිට් එකක්ද ලොස් එකක්ද? නේද? කස්ටමර්ට ප්‍රොෆිට් ද ලොස්ද? ලොස්. කස්ටමර්ට ලොස් එකක් තියෙන්නේ. එයි. එයාට අපි ගෙවන්නේ ඉතියේ 175 60 170. දුක්කද තුනේ. දැන් එයා කැන්සල් කරගන්නවා ඒකෙන් ඉඳලා we cancel at 178 90 49 what about the cancel no months they can 6 අපි මේකෙන් බලමු fourth month එකේ වුණා නම් අපිට වෙන්නේ US dollar LKR එකන්නේ spot එක එනවා 115.10 ඊගොඩ එන්න ඕනේ 80ද 90ද කියන එක. එතින්ද අපි ගන්න 1 month forward කියන එක ගන්න 40 હવે આવશે ક્વેશ્ચન 19 ક્વેશ્ચન again එතකොට ගන්න spot එකයි second month forward එක second month forward එක තමයි එතකොට ගන්න first එක නෙමෙයි right second month forward එක ගන්න second month forward එක කියන්නේ we have to add 150 plus 90 cents so 116 yeah right 116 you know then GBP US dollars 154.20 we had to find 0024 yeah right so what time ඒක තමයි අඩු වෙනවා තවත් අඩු වෙනවා කියන්නේ ස්පොට් එක තමයි බස් ස්පොට් එක වාසි තාම තේරුන්නේ නැහැ මට මෙන්න මේ ලයිව් ක්ලාස් එක මම ඉඳලා දැක්කේ ඔක මේ ගණන් හදන්න බෑ මේ තමන්ගේ මුණ දැබල මොකද ඔන්ලයින් කරන්න. දැන් ඕන එකක් කියෝ ගන්න. මට දෙවිදේ මම දෙන්න. ඒ නිසා පුදිලාවක් නාවලා. ඊට පස්සේ නවබනේ ඉලක්කනේ කරන්නේ. මොනවද කරන්නේ? ඒතර මොකද අපි ගන්න මේකට? ඒක තේරුණාද නැද්ද? අද තේරුණාද? fourth month එකේ කැන්සල් වුණොත් එහෙම. fourth month එකේ කැන්සල් වුණොත් කියලා බලන්න මට බේස් එක ටක් කරලා. කීයද ඩොලර් කියලා වෙන්නේ? fourth month එකේ කැන්සල් වුණොත් කීයද ඩොලර් කියලා රේට් එක? 116. Very good. Then GBP US dollars 1.5420. Clear? Yes, spot the guy second again. The guy months second. දැන් මට කියන්න බලන්න මේකේ කොච්චර loss එකක් එනවද කියලා. ඒක මම අහලා නැහැ. නමුත් loss එක හොයන්න බලන්න. Amount in terms 500. Second ship කරත් එක 200,000. 200,000 එකේ GBP 200,000 එකට දැන් මේ දෙකේ difference එක ගන්න. ඊයේද මේ exchange loss එක. Therefore exchange loss equals to 178 0 times 4 minus 175 6178. ඉලක්කන ආවේගය. හරිද? 2.7916 තමයි exchange loss එක. එහෙනම් how many rupees? 200,000 into 2.7916. මෙතන නේද රුපියල්? හා 558,320. මේක දාලාම බලන්න ඕන මේ වගේ දෙයක් කැන්සලේෂන් එකක් ආවම කොච්චර loss එකක් වෙනවද කියලා. ඒක අපේ බැංක් වල වෙනවා. forward book කරලා එහෙම නැත්නම් මොකද මේ forward rate එක අරකට ගියලා බලන්න shipment එක නොකරන්නේ ඒක ලාභයි ඊට වඩා ඒක සෙන්ට්‍රල් බැංක් එකෙන් දෙන්නේ නැත්නම් ඒ වගේ දෙයක් කරා මේකේ 558,320 BJP කස්ටමර් දැන් කියන්න බලන්න පස්වෙනි එක රන් කරලා යන්න බලන්න. first shipment then 13, 14, and you have to add 2 weeks each. Then how many weeks? Oh, payment date? No. Payment 30 days from the shipment date. 30 days from the shipment date. You got it. See you then. See that? Let's take it. 5.
4 months.
4 months and last month option. Here the weeks gone in ultimate 17, 17, 18. Only 17, 18 in there. Dadanai the guy. Paradoi, Hatarai, Daname is 7. Good. Again, you got so right? 2 weeks gone back from the shipment. It's an overlap. Good. The second day, 17, 18. Is 21, 22. 21, 22, 5 months fixed, 1 month option. Right? Right. There's the Amaro never got a grand. Right? Premium discount over there. The Batham premium, eh? The Batham premium. Okay. Then put on the grand man. You can unknown nanny. Import a over there. Import a like 6 weeks after the issuance of DC. It was 30 days from the shipment date. Right? 6 weeks from the Atlak, 10. Okay. Cancellation again. informed on 3rd September. 3rd September කියන්නේ 3rd September කියන්නේ කවද්ද? 13th March නේ. එතකොට 13th April, 13th May, 13th June, 13th July, 13th August, 13th August. එතකොට 3rd September වැටෙන්නේ මම දන්නේ තාම එපා. 6 වෙනි මාසේ. 6 වෙනි මාසේ කියන්නේ option ද fixed option. එහෙනම් ගන්නේ spot rates, spot selling rates. Right? හරි නේද? එතකොට පස්සේ ගානක් හරි. What do you think? අනිත් දෙක ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරන්න ගෙදරදී කරලා ඉවර කරලා බලන්න. මම අයිත් කරන්නේ මේක. Finish. මේ ගණන් ටික ඉවරයි. අපි next week කොහොම හරි ISBP ඉවර කරමු. ඉවර කරලා next week දෙනවා ඔයගන්ට first assignment එක. ඒකත් 2 weeks දෙනවා. You will get 15 marks. If somebody has not come, now initially originally අපි ළමයි ඉන්නකොට register වෙලා යාළුවෝ ගන්න යන්න. එන්නේ කියලා මේක අරගෙන කරන්න නැත්නම් අපරාධේ final exam එකට ආවොත් 30 marks අතහැරලා තමයි final exam එක කරන්න වෙන්නේ. එතකොට 70 average කරන්න දෙන 100 අපරාධේ. මොකද මේ ප්‍රතිවලින් අතුම ගානේ ඉස්සක්ක තත්ත්වයට එම ආපිනේක දෙන්නේ. බයිටික බලලා දෙන්නම් ගන්න. Hello. Annari dannu. Carrier
not identified.
right on behalf of the carrier. Have you not identified candidate? And as agent,
Oh, ඒකත් තියෙනවා sir.
as agent for
Carrier.
carrier.
හොයාගන්න බෑ. ඒගොල්ලෝ discrepancy note කරේ එකට කියලා.
මොනාරි ඒක කත්තිනවද දන්නේ නැහැ. මේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ එක්ස්පෝර්ට් එකක්ද?
අපේ import එකක්. මේ බැංක් එකෙන් negotiate confirm bank.
carrier identify කරලා තියෙන්නේ.
as agent කියලා තියෙනවා.
ඔව් දැන් මේක අපි sign කරන්නේ යාගේ capacity එක.
capacity.
ඔව්.
as agent තිබ්බේ නැත්තම් හරි නේ.
ඔව්.
discrepancy එක.
දැන් මේක තියෙනවා bill of lading, however name must appear. You get the name of the carrier. And be signed by the carrier or named agent. On behalf of the carrier. The master or name.
SCB London වලින් ඉවර. SCB London වලින්.
Discrepancy.
ඔව්. වැරදිලා කියලා හිතන්නත් බෑනේ.
එහෙම කියන්න බෑ. They are not perfect always.
ඉස්සෙල්ලා.
Oh, චුට්ටක්. හම්සිගෙන් පොඩ්ඩක් චෙක් කරලා හම්සිලා. එක්ස්පෝර්ට්
මම
කරන්නේ
පොස්ටත්
යමෝද කියන්නේ.
එයාත් කිව්වා ඒක මේ හරියට ඉවලා තියෙනවා.
ඔව්. මටත් මේක දෙන්නේ as agent තියෙනවා.
ඔව්.
as agent for career කියලා වචනේ නැහැ.
ඔව්.
as agent for career කියන
එහෙම
වචනේ
ඕනේ
නැහැ. ඒක අවශ්‍යතාවයක් නැහැ. අපි transport documents කරන්නේ නැහැ මම දන්නේ මේකේ. කගා තියෙනවද ISBP එකේ? නෑ. පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න ISBP ඉම්පෝට් කරන්න බෑ. UCP 600 කියලා මේකේ පැහැදිලිවම තියෙනවා. You can ask them. මට නම් ලෝකේ මම ඩිස්ක්‍රිපන්සි එකට කෝඩ් කරන්නේ නැහැ මම.
LC එකක් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි ඕපන් කරන්නේ එයාගේ බිල් එකක් ඉන්වෝල්ව්මන්ට් කරනකොට ඕපන් කරන්න පුළුවන් LC එක.
එයාගේ බිල් එකක් ඉන්වෝල්ව් නැත්නම්
ඒක කොහොමද හෝල්ඩ් එක තියාගන්නේ බුල්සල?
ඉස්සර හෝල්ඩ් එකක් එන්නේ නැහැ නේ. එයාගේ බිල් එකට.
ඔව් එතකොට
මේකේ ටයිටල් එකක් නැහැ නේ.
ඔව් ටයිටල් එක. එතකොට ඒකෙදි LC එකේ හෝල්ඩ් බයර්ට හෝල්ඩ් එකක් මේ සෙලර්ට හෝල්ඩ් එකක් තියෙනවා.
අපි එයාගේ බිල් එකට කරනවා නම් 100% cash receipt.
ඒකෙන් තමයි හෝල්ඩ් මේ බැංක් එක සේෆ් සයිඩ්.
අපි 100% cash මාක් කරන්න ඕන. right?
එහෙනම් ඒක සීවේ බිල් එකක් ඉන්වෝල්ව් වෙනවා වුණා. මේ ටයිටල් එක නැත්තම් බිල් එකේ ඉන්නේ.